We've never seen this before. Palantir stock is absolutely on fire. A genius deal from the Palantir team has been dropped, and this is the missing piece to the trillion-dollar puzzle. Wall Street is taking advantage of it. This might be the day we're waiting for. What is happening? And what on earth am I even talking about? Well, let me explain. Disclaimer. Palantir is showing who's the real boss of AI stocks today. The price just kept pushing higher, somehow almost hitting the big 150 mark, and the craziest part? It refused to drop, even while the rest of the market was bleeding red. But here's where things really get wild. CEO Alex Karp and the entire Palantir squad just dropped a genius-level move. A deal so big it's got Wall Street buzzing and retail traders scrambling to catch up. The hype is real right now. You can literally see institutional investors and even insiders quietly scooping up every Palantir share they can get their hands on. It's like everyone suddenly woke up and realized they want Palantir. All of it. And this might just be the turning point. The kind of move that sets the stage for Palantir to eventually become a trillion-dollar stock. Yep, we're talking about big-time future gains, and the way things are going, we might not even need to stress too much about it. But hold on. Before we get deeper into this monster deal, let's talk about how it's shaking up Palantir's price action right now. Because it's already having an effect. One analyst pointed out something interesting. He said Palantir had this huge run early on, faded hard off the top by about 6 points, and just drifted down after that strong open. That target of 146 already hit. And for those trading options, if you didn't lock in gains little by little along the way, premiums tanked. Some even lost over half their value. Because just like that, what looked like a perfect breakout can flip on you. So what just happened? Well, today is really a shocker. According to one analyst, Palantir just signed a massive deal. A $100 million, 5-year partnership with the nuclear company. Yeah, you heard that right. Palantir is officially stepping into the nuclear energy space. Okay, this is a big one. We've all been watching how nuclear energy is quietly making a huge comeback, especially now that AI is driving insane demand for clean, consistent, and powerful energy sources. And while the world scrambles for alternatives, Palantir just made its move. Remember how people used to say Palantir's strength was building operating systems, not just for companies, but for entire industries? That vision is literally becoming reality. Because now, they're building something called NOS, the Nuclear Operating System. And get this, NOS is the first AI-powered, real-time software built exclusively for nuclear reactor construction. It's designed to take one of the most complicated, high-risk, heavily regulated industries on the planet and make it data-driven, more efficient, and safer. Imagine transforming how nuclear reactors are built from the ground up. Faster timelines, lower costs, way more predictability. That's what NOS is about to deliver. This isn't just another business deal. This is Palantir embedding itself into the future of global energy infrastructure. Because nuclear power isn't some niche. Every major country is now looking to expand or re-enter the nuclear space. But it's hard, it's expensive, and it's risky. That's where Palantir steps in with the software that changes the game. Even Mike Gallagher, Palantir's head of defense, said it himself. This is the first time their tech will power the next generation of nuclear energy. That's historic. And here's why this alone could push Palantir into the trillion-dollar league. This isn't just about one nuclear deal. This is about proving that Palantir's platforms can run critical infrastructure at a national and even global level. Once one country adopts NOS and sees results, others will follow. The energy sector is massive and nuclear is just one piece, but it's one of the most complex and high-value pieces out there. Palantir isn't just part of the AI boom anymore. It's now part of the energy revolution. In fact, we can see the hype running wild right now. First off, Palantir's price went absolutely crazy today. It just shot up with serious momentum, like it had something to prove. And second, you can literally see the ripple effects over on Wall Street. Institutional investors? Yeah, they're not sitting this one out anymore. They're finally stepping in and taking advantage while they still can. And here's proof. T. Rowe Price, one of the big players, just made a move. Their global stock fund, which manages over $6.5 billion, just opened a brand new position in Palantir. We're talking 167,000 shares. Not small by any means. Now think about that for a second. This isn't some short-term flip. When a fund that size enters a fresh position like this, it usually means one thing. They see long-term potential. They're looking at Palantir not just as another tech stock, but as something foundational to what's coming next. AI, defense, energy, government contracts, Palantir is everywhere, and big money is finally catching on. This kind of move can also trigger a chain reaction. When funds like T. Rowe Price start buying in, other institutional investors take notice. It builds credibility, it adds fuel to the fire, and it sets the stage for even more accumulation down the line. So yeah, the hype is real. And this is just the beginning. But here's something even crazier. At the exact same time the nuclear deal was making headlines, another crazy announcement dropped. And this one is huge for Palantir's position in the broader market. Palantir is officially set to join the Russell 1000 index after posting a jaw-dropping 460% surge in its stock. That's not just a big jump. That's a leap into the league of top large-cap companies in the US. We're talking about the same index that includes names like Apple, Microsoft, and Nvidia. This marks a major milestone for Palantir, not just in terms of recognition, but in terms of influence. Now, what does this mean? Well, first off, inclusion in the Russell 1000 doesn't just give Palantir a shiny title. It forces massive institutional funds that track or benchmark against this index to buy the stock. These aren't small funds either. We're talking hundreds of billions of dollars in assets that will now have to include Palantir in their portfolios. This means huge inflows of capital, and it's happening this Friday when the FTSE Russell reconstitution takes effect. So get ready for a spike in trading volume, attention, and most importantly, liquidity. But here's where it gets even better. This index inclusion is happening at the same time as the nuclear deal. One event by itself is already bullish, but these two together, they create the perfect storm for Palantir to explode in value. Think about it. The nuclear deal is already positioning Palantir as a critical player in the future of energy infrastructure. They're literally building the software backbone for next-gen nuclear power. That's long-term revenue. That's government-level trust. That's proof that Palantir's platform can scale across industries. Now, combine that with the Russell 1000 inclusion, which brings in automatic institutional buying, more visibility from analysts, higher demand, and stronger price stability. It's like the nuclear deal laid the foundation, and the index inclusion is pouring jet fuel on top. The two together don't just boost Palantir's short-term stock price, they accelerate its trajectory toward becoming a trillion-dollar company. Why? Because now the company is winning on both fronts, real-world utility and Wall Street legitimacy. Investors, funds, and governments are all starting to view Palantir not just as an AI darling, but as a core tech infrastructure company for the next decade. And even looking at the long term, Palantir clearly has a bright future. Just like what one CEO recently said in a powerful interview. We're talking about the CEO of Fedrigoni, a major European industrial group, who straight up called Palantir the best AI player. That's a huge compliment, especially coming from someone leading one of the top manufacturers in Europe. He added, "We just started, but the sky is the limit." And that statement says a lot. It shows how global companies, especially in Europe, are now waking up to the real power of Palantir's platforms. This isn't just some hype stock with flashy headlines. Palantir is being recognized as the go-to for operational AI, the kind that doesn't just crunch data, but actually runs complex, real-world businesses. And the question Fedrigoni's CEO raised is a good one. Is Europe ready for AI? Well, based on moves like this, the answer is quickly becoming yes. Palantir is making inroads across the continent, partnering with manufacturers, energy companies, defense organizations, and they're doing it with real results, not just ideas. Right now, as we look at Palantir's expanding reach, from a historic nuclear deal in the US to institutional buying to this rising presence in Europe, the future couldn't be clearer. This is a company not just building AI for the sake of it, but applying it everywhere it matters. So when a top European CEO calls Palantir the best player in AI and says they've only just begun, that's not just validation, it's a reminder that Palantir is still early in its journey. And the way things are lining up, the ceiling's not even close yet. But what is your opinion on this? Comment down below. If you are curious to find more, then make sure to click on one of the videos you see on the screen. And with that, we come to the end of this video. If you enjoyed the video, then turn on the notifications bell on this channel. Missing an important Palantir update might make you lose money, so don't risk it. Also, please share this video with as many people as possible. Let's get this news out there.